right, guys, we have a big breaking news coming out when it comes to nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Ukraine is expected to give its latest peace proposal to the United States negotiators Wednesday, today, December 10th. President Zelensky said, a day ahead of his urgent talks with leaders and officials from about 30 other countries supporting Kiev's effort to end the war with Russia on acceptable terms. 30 countries. Can you believe that? 30 countries got involved in this Zelensky peace proposal. 30 countries. That's basically NATO, if you kind of think about it. All right, guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to help and support the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Once again, thank you so much for your support. So you have some very important people here. You have Zelensky, the Prime Minister of UK, Starmer, Emmanuel Macron, and I believe that's Chancellor Frederick. I could be wrong. All right, so there's some very important people here, guys. All right, so let's see what's going on here. So you have the NATO alliances along with Zelensky, and they're about to present the US with their peace proposal. As tensions build around a U.S. push for a settlement, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, Prime Minister Starmer, and French President Emmanuel Macron spoke to President Trump by phone Wednesday, according to officials. Negotiations are at a tactical moment, the European leader said in an official statement. Now, Washington's goal of a swift compromise to stop the fighting that followed the bare full-scale invasion in 2022 is reducing Kiev's room for maneuvering. Now, Zelensky is walking a tightrope between defending Ukrainian interests and showing Trump he is willing to compromise, even as Moscow shows no public sign of budging from its demands. All right, so very important news here, guys. So we don't know what's in this peace plan, though. There's no information of it. But Zelensky just announced this not too long ago, and you have 30 countries that came together with Zelensky and said, "Give this to Trump and see what he says." And I believe that in that peace proposal, there's no giving up territory to Russia. I don't think they have that in that peace proposal. So European allies are backing Zelensky's effort to ensure that any settlement is fair and deters future Russian strikes, as well as accommodating Europe's defense interest. Now, French Gov said Ukraine's allies, dubbed the Coalition of the Willing, will discuss the negotiation Thursday by video. Zelensky said it will include those countries' leaders. All right, so you're going to have multiple countries that will be included. And it's kind of strange that you have those countries included because this has nothing to do with Europe. This is more about Russia and Ukraine. All right, so it says here we need to bring together 30 colleagues very quickly, and it's not easy, but nevertheless, we will do it, he said late Tuesday. Once again, Zelensky said discussions with the U.S. were scheduled later Wednesday, December 10th, to focus on a document detailing plans for Ukraine's post-war reconstruction and economic development. Also, Ukraine is finalizing work on a separate 20-point framework for ending the war. Now, Zelensky said Kiev expects to submit that document to Washington soon. All right. So this is a big bombshell news here, guys. Very important news. But like I said, this here is gonna get denied by Russia. If Russia does not get those Donbas territory, like the eastern part of Ukraine, if they don't get those territory, this peace proposal is not gonna work. Also, breaking news, and I forgot to mention this yesterday. Zelensky says he's ready for an election, but that he's willing to do it as long as Europe puts in a security guarantee. So I don't know if that's gonna work out, but Donald was calling out Zelensky, saying you need to hold an election. You can't be extending martial law. You can't be doing that, man. You have to let the people decide. Let the people decide. That's what democracy is all about. That's what Donald told Zelensky. Let the people decide. Stop extending martial law. Are you scared that you're gonna lose the election? So, again, Zelensky is, he said, well, I'm willing to do it as long as Europe gives the security guarantees. After Donald called for a presidential election in Ukraine, Zelensky said that his country will be ready for such a vote within 3 months if partners can guarantee safe balloting during wartime and if its electoral law can be altered. All right. This will be very, very exciting. I mean, this is what we all want to see. This is what, again, I don't believe in martial law stuff. Again, look, I do believe, yes, this would be martial law, but his land, his country, it's not seeing like World War III stuff. It's not seeing stuff like that. It's not seeing like FDR serving multiple terms. FDR, that was World War II. That was Germany. That was Japan. That was a whole different ballgame. His country, it's not seeing none of that crazy stuff. You don't need to be extending martial law. If you're doing that, obviously it's because you want to stay in power. Zelensky's openness to an election was a response to comments by Donald in which he questioned Ukraine's democracy and suggested that Ukrainian leader was using the war as an excuse not to stand before voters. Now, those comments echo similar remarks often made by Putin. Zelensky said late Tuesday he is ready for an election, but needs help from the US and possibly Europe to ensure its security. He suggested Ukraine could hold balloting in 60 to 90 days if that proviso is met. To hold election, 2 issues must be addressed. Primarily, security, how to conduct them, how to do it under strikes, under missile strikes, and a question regarding our military, how they would vote, Zelensky said. Here's the thing. I think Russia is going to be like, look, we're not going to fire missiles. Donald, we're not going to fire missiles. We're not going to launch drones. We're not going to be doing no military operation during their voting. We're going to lay back. Just like you're going to lay back, we're going to watch the election. All right? We're not going to be firing. I do believe Russia is going to, tell the soldiers don't fire anything. Zelensky pointed out previously that balloting can't legally happen while martial law imposed due to the bear invasion is in place. He has also asked how a vote could occur when civilian areas of Ukraine are being bombarded and almost 20% of the country is under the bear occupation, Russia. Now, I do believe that, Russia might kind of stop their striking because they want to see Z out of there. They want to see him out. You got to go, man. And here's the thing, guys. If he leaves, I believe the next person in the spotlight could have a much better understanding, much better way to ending this war. Zelensky said he has asked lawmakers from his party to draw up legislative proposal allowing for an election while Ukraine is under martial law. Ukrainians have on the whole supported Zelensky argument and have not clamored for an election. Under the law that is in force, Zelensky rule is legitimate. Now it says here, give me a second here, guys. It's a lot of advertisement. It's not even Friday. Putin has repeatedly complained that Zelensky can't legitimately negotiate a peace settlement because his 5-year term that began in 2019 has expired. U.S. seeks closer ties with Russia. A new U.S. national security strategy released December the 5th made clear that Donald wants to improve Washington's relationship with Moscow and reestablish strategic stability with Russia. The document also portrays European allies as weak. It says here, a lot of people think that Donald is bowing down to Putin. No. Donald is trying to prevent billions being wiped out. I guess we should go to war with the bear. Go to war. Yeah, let's go to war with the bear. Let's go to war with the bear. Let's use nuclear. Yeah! And let's block the sun and get rid of the crops and everything. And from 8 billion people, we're going to bring it down to 700 million. What do you say, guys? Should we do it? The Bear Foreign Minister Sergei praised Donald's role in the Ukraine peace effort, telling the upper house of parliament that Moscow appreciates his commitment to dialogue. Donald, Lavrov said, is the only Western leader who shows an understanding of the reason that made war in Ukraine inevitable. Donald's peace efforts have run into sharply conflicting demands from Moscow and Kiev. The initial U.S. proposal was heavily slanted towards Russia's demands. The counter that Zelensky has turned to his European supporters. Zelensky met this week with the leaders of Britain, Germany, and France in London, the heads of NATO and the European Union in Brussels, and then went to Rome to meet the Italian Premier and Pope Leo. I believe that's the 418 right there. So what are your thoughts? Zelensky is bringing something to the table. Donald, I got something very good here. Donald's like, dude, it's not going to work, man. It's not going to work. You're going to give your territories up? I can't do that, Donald. Then stop wasting my time. Leave. We're going to see how all this plays out. But once again, guys, this is a bombshell news. You got Ukraine to give revised peace plans to U.S. as Kiev readies for more talks with its coalition partner. More than 30 countries has gotten involved in this new peace deal. It's mostly all the Europeans. It's mostly all the Roman Empire. Excuse me, NATO. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Check out the videos I posted today. The links will be in the comments box. Also, guys, please pray for each other in these tough times. There's a pestilence, multiple pestilence that is spreading across our sleeping giant countries. New York and New Jersey hospitals are urging people that come to their facility to max up. So I do believe that there's a possibility 2026 we might see the mask again. 2020 mask, we might see that again. The links will be in the comments box if you guys want to check out the video. Thank you so much for watching. For those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream. We go live once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for he's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.